Yo, what's up with y'all, man? I hope you're doing good. If you're new and you're a fan of the NBA, subscribe to this channel. So let's get straight into it.
Money longer, shut out bros and keep my eyes in the sky, cause that's where I'm moving. Say they wanna read my mind.
You already know what time it is. Not only is it trade season, but it's also SeatGeek season 2, so let's get into the drill. SeatGeek is the most common and popular ticket app out there right now because of how simple and convenient it is to use. They out a 0 to 10 score on each ticket so you can know if you're getting a good or bad deal. And also, if you haven't already, you can use our promo code MOJO99 for 20 bucks off of your first purchase. I'm gonna leave links in the description so you can go ahead and brutalize them and do your thing. Now on to what you all came for. It's trade season, so that means from this point on, you'll likely see more and more trade videos every other day, maybe from me, as more and more rumors about certain teams and players start to formulate. Now, so far this NBA season, a lot of teams got off to an unexpected hot start, but as of late, they've slowed down and cooled off a ton. And they're looking to make a move to sort of bolster their roster and gain momentum once again. Other teams out there are just preparing for the future and are handling potential issues right now. And the rest of the teams out there could be looking for key role players, expiring contracts, and valuable assets. Basically, a whole bunch of teams out there are looking to do a lot of things, and they all have different intentions. So as time goes on and 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 on, we're gonna try our best to predict some of these moves.
Dennis has missed a lot of time this year with injury. They haven't really played on the floor together all that much. I do think there's people in the Maverick organization that want this to play out.
What's the plan in Dallas?
The Dallas Mavericks were in for a pleasant surprise once they drafted Luka Doncic. Didn't I just make a video about Luka Doncic a couple of days ago? Yeah, I did. So, after this video is done, go ahead and check that vibe out already if you haven't. Anyways, due to Luka being so good right off of the bat, he put the entire league on notice, including the front office and management of Dallas. Luka is the future, he is the now, he is the everything. And they need to put as many players around him that complement him as possible. They are not worried about nobody else on their roster except for Dirk, who is not named Luka Doncic. And unfortunately, Dennis Smith Jr. is a part of the group of players on the Mavs who don't exactly fit extremely well with Luka. They play together okay, but when they play extended minutes together, the issue is that they don't get the most out of Luka because Dennis Smith Jr. likes to dribble the ball and create his own offense. And when he's doing that, Luka Doncic is just watching and waits for him to screw up so he can fix it. If the Mavs trade Dennis Smith Jr. away right now, is this, or could this lead to a big mistake in the future? Hell yeah! They only played like, what, 20, 30 games together. I think it takes more than 20, 30 games for them to really know if they can play well off of each other. Just like a chunk of other NBA fans, it kind of took me by surprise, and I was a bit shocked that they wanted to move him already. And since DSJ is a point guard with a lot of potential, of course a group of teams are going to be interested in acquiring him, like the New York Knicks, for example. But just because they want him doesn't mean that they could have him. The Mavs are looking for more defenders to compensate for Luka's lackluster defense, and would also like someone who can shoot threes on a consistent basis while hitting a good clip of them. One of the teams that automatically rung a bell to me are the Phoenix Suns. The ideal player I feel like the Mavs would be more than willing to give up for DSJ from Phoenix would be Mikal Bridges, but that's dead because he's an untouchable piece due to how well he fits in with DeAndre Ayton and D-Book. So we need to take into consideration that both of these teams have to benefit, and you can't take too much away from the other. So maybe Josh Jackson and or DeAndre Melton would be the more realistic move. I honestly do not think that the Suns would mind letting go of Josh Jackson because Mikal Bridges is going to be their guy for the future. But I don't know how they would feel about letting go of DeAndre Melton. If you can recall, in a vid that I posted like 3, 4, 5, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago, DeAndre Ayton was a part of my most slept on rookies vid. Hey, so I'm editing this video right now, and I noticed while I was recording, I was calling D'Anthony Melton DeAndre Ayton. I don't know why. I was a little tired and hungry, but just just know that I meant D'Anthony Melton the whole time. So, back to the video. He surprisingly made the cut.
Sleeping on me, keep on sleeping on me.
Now let's move on to the next, D'Anthony Melton.
What the hell is that?
I'm almost 100% sure that you haven't even heard about this guy. I just learned about him a few days ago because of a good conversation that I had with my man Max. I would not call Melton a steal just yet, but he could end up looking like one in just a few years. Melton is known for how much of a dog he is on the defensive end. He is one of the best perimeter defenders in this draft without a doubt, and he most likely will play a part and fit perfectly in Mike D'Antoni's system in Houston. All he really needs to work on is his decision making and his three-point shot. He needs to be more consistent. On to the next, and so far this year, he's proving that he was one of the most slept on prospects because of his 3-and-D potential. So due to him being another young 3-and-D piece, I don't know if Phoenix would be willing to give that up for DSJ. And also, Phoenix is gonna have another lottery pick. Tell me something new, I know, right? And I'm pretty sure that they have their eyes set on Jamorant. I'm sorry, this is my first time saying his name ever on my channel. I'll learn next video I mention him in. But if they have their eyes set on that dude, then it really wouldn't make sense to get DSJ. But if they do not want Jamorant though, then they might actually pull the trigger and scoop up Dennis. Another team that I haven't seen too many people bring up as a suitor for Dennis Smith Jr. are the Miami Heat. And honestly, the more that I think about Dennis Smith Jr. wearing a Miami Heat jersey, the more and more I want him there. Now, as most of us are aware, Goran Dragic is injured, and so far this year he's been kind of shaky, and it's quite obvious that he's on the decline. So maybe, just maybe, the Miami Heat are willing to give up Justice Winslow or maybe even Josh Richardson. Now, those two guys have been playing well this year. Justin Winslow has been playing better as of recent though, and they both somewhat have all-star potential maybe, and the idea of either of those guys on Dallas would make them a much better team. The Orlando Magic, who have been looking for a point guard since the day I was born, are also interested in Dennis Smith Jr. But the thing is that I don't know how they feel about Jonathan Isaac. Is he worth giving up on already for Dennis Smith Jr.? There's a great chance that Dennis Smith Jr. gets moved this year because there's tension between him, his group, and management. Since his name has been thrown into this whirlwind of trade rumors, he probably feels disrespected, and if I'm being real, he has every right to feel disrespected. So do not be surprised if he wants and demands to be moved. The Suns may not end up pulling the trigger because they see potential in DeAndre Melton and could draft Jamorant, but the rest of the teams that I named and others possibly too could snatch him up. The Memphis Grizzlies have been just as good as I thought prior to this season. Hold on, okay. Hold up, give me a second. So I just noticed that I tend to gloat a lot or whatever about how right I was about majority of things going into this year. And yeah, damn right, I'm going to continue to talk about how right and how I predicted most of these things so far this year. Every single time I get a chance to mention it, I'm gonna mention it. Anyways, my bad. I get a little ahead of myself sometimes. The Grizzlies have been okay. They've been in playoff contention this whole year. And of course, they're still riding the backs of Mike Conley, Marc Gasol, and rookie Jaren Jackson Jr. As of late, this team has been struggling badly. They're looking like a lottery team. They've gone 1-9 these last 10 games. And as of right now in the making of this video, they're playing the Celtics. And I'm pretty sure they're gonna get smacked and they're gonna go 1-11 their last 12 games. Anyways, their playoff hopes are looking extremely slim. Right now they're what, 6 games under 500, and that makes them the 14th seed in the West. Now, if we're all being real with ourselves, this may be a hole too deep for them to dig themselves out of. Rumors came out yesterday, multiple rumors came out actually, involving Marc Gasol's name mostly. He was brought up in trade discussion, and as I think about it, it makes sense. Gasol is 33 years old and isn't exactly getting better with age due to the workload he's been given these past few years. Dude is expected to have a few good years left on him of high-level basketball. And if the Grizzlies were smart and didn't worry about anything else but their future, then they would trade this man right now. They trade him to where and for who? Well, I got that figured out, and it's to the Toronto Raptors. Now look, the Raptors do not need Gasol really at all. They are doing just fine with Pascal Siakam and Ibaka at the forefront. But when they make a deep playoff run, I feel like Gasol could really show his worth then. The Raptors would have a much better and an extremely high chance at coming out of the East with Gasol on their roster. Now look, since Gasol is aging and is making a good amount of money, I don't think his asking price is gonna be too high at all. Them idiots should have traded him last year. So Pascal Siakam, Serge Ibaka, Fred VanVleet, and the rest of the crew is safe. But Jonas Valanciunas isn't. He's a guy I would seriously consider trading for Gasol, once he gets healthy, of course. Now trust me, as of now, some of you guys may not understand why the Raptors would trade for Gasol right now. They don't really need him at all. But that's the thing, this move right here is meant specifically for the playoffs. If Kyle Lowry ends up choking, Kawhi Leonard is going to need a guy to fall back on at some point. Siakam could be the guy, maybe, who knows. But he's young and I really wouldn't bet on him that much. And this is where a guy like Gasol steps in and can be the second best player when he wants to. He's a great interior defender. He can shoot, pass, and all of that at a high level. If Masai Ujiri, the Raptors GM, is really about it and is truly going all in this year, he would trade for Gasol in exchange for Jonas Valanciunas and CJ McCollum. He's been garbage this year, by the way. This move right here could be what puts them over the top over every single team in the Eastern Conference. As of now, they aren't substantially better than the Celtics, and you can even argue that they won't be better than Milwaukee substantially in the playoffs too. But the addition of Marc Gasol could give them that separation that they need. Masai Ujiri, if you about it, make a move. Oh, and I'm not done. I was also going to mention a few other teams that could trade for Marc Gasol. My bad. I was going to mention the Clippers and the Charlotte Hornets. But you know, the only reason why I won't talk about the Clippers as much trading for Marc Gasol is because they have a plan this offseason, and their plan involves getting Kawhi Leonard, KD, Jimmy Butler, one of those big time stars. And if they trade for Marc Gasol, he's going to eat up a lot of their cap space. So that idea seems kind of deceased. Even though they need a center badly, Marcin Gortat is some cheeks right now. I don't think they'd let this temporary problem with Gortat affect their future plans, so that's dead. But yeah, the other team that I mentioned, the Charlotte Hornets, they could be a buyer for Marc Gasol too. They're one of the teams in the East, and the addition of Marc Gasol could, you know, gain them a little bit more respect. Now from Charlotte, and the Memphis Grizzlies call me up and ask for Miles Bridges or Malik Monk, I'm hanging up the phone, and I'm telling you. Wait, before I hang up the phone, actually, I'm telling you, you, my friend, can go kick rocks, because those two, and Kemba Walker, I guess, are untouchable. And the Grizzlies could have the scraps. They could have whatever else they want. I'm including Jeremy Lamb too, possibly. So the last player as of now who has been thrown into the trade whirlwind is Wayne Ellington. He's definitely the worst player on this list. But you know, even though he's not the most talented guy, he's still a player who could change life for a lot of teams out there. The Raptors, Lakers, Rockets, and Pistons are just a few teams off the top of my head who could be interested in his services. He's been a great floor spacer for the Miami Heat, and since you know they have so many wings, there's not many minutes that go towards his way. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be on the move really soon to one of those teams. Before I end this video though, this past month, since LeBron James has went down, I haven't said anything about Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart, I haven't said anything about none of those dudes. But one dude in particular, Brandon Ingram, he's been disappointing, to me at least. With the performances that he's been having while LeBron has been out, he pretty much spray painted his name to his graveyard that he's going to get traded. Not this season, not just yet, but I'm pretty sure he's going to get traded. No, I'm not pretty sure. I'm 100% sure that he's going to get traded this summer. I have a lot more to say about them, the Lakers situation, and also but I'm gonna save that for my next video. This is the end of this video though. I really do appreciate you for taking time out of your day to watch me talk about basketball and hear my thoughts and opinions on all of this. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Make sure you comment, like, share, subscribe, and also turn on your Mojofications. But until then, I'll get right with you.
No way, no way.